Today we are here with Shavini Fernando, who traveled from Washington DC to Boston to be with us, and I would like to welcome to Boston Shavini. So let me ask you how the weather is treating you these days.
Well, it's a bit cold than Washington, but I was glad that I came here because I experienced the snow for the first time here and managed to make a snowman as well with everyone.
So is that the first time you experienced snow?
Yeah, because in DC, I have never been in DC even when I came for holidays when it was actually snowing. So this is the first time I'm experiencing actual snowfall.
And then I heard you made a snowman as well.
Yeah, I made a snowman as well.
It must have been a wonderful experience,
Yes,
right? So Shavini, the appeal you made, walk with me, come walk with me, got a huge response from Sri Lankans and non-Sri Lankans. This appeal was made, if I remember correctly, about 2 months ago?
Yeah, I started it on the 14th November exactly.
So first tell me about your response.
Well, when I started it, I didn't think that, I thought maybe for a week I'll get about $2,000 or something. But then on the first day itself, when I saw we were passing 20,000, I was like, wow. I didn't know that I had this many, friends and people who actually was concerned about me and who, loved me. And the best part was not just the people that I know, even the unknown people, everyone, known, unknown, everyone stepped forward to help me. I don't know, the feelings, I don't know how to explain it to be on this receiving side, right? Because it's just overwhelming. Because I never thought, not from here, not just from Sri Lanka, people in Australia, they are working to collect funds for me, and then I get so many mails from around the world saying that they are all with me throughout this walk and they will help me to make it. So it's just it gives me more hope with this whole thing.
I think also, Shavini, I watched the video that you made, and I think it was very touching. It's very genuine, and that appeal that you made, I think really touched a lot of people's hearts. I think that's the response you received, I guess.
Yeah, even some people said it's not, you were not just asking for money, whoever who can't afford, you were asking them at least for a prayer. Because I do believe, prayers also do help, not just the money, because sometimes miracles can happen, you never know.
Yes, definitely. So the doctors in Sri Lanka told you that there's something there's nothing they can do there. But the doctors here in the United States, they said that they can do something, and that there is a possibility of transplant. So now I understand that the doctors in Sri Lanka, now they're talking about there is a possibility of a transplant. Now, what's that all about?
Yeah, even I'm quite surprised, because when I was diagnosed, when they said nothing can be done, and they even said not just there, anywhere else as well. So within 2 weeks after coming here for treatments, I really don't know within 2 weeks how they suddenly started, to build up a transplant center, especially for double transplants, for heart and lung both, not just for individual organs. Right. Because at the moment, as far as I know, in Sri Lanka only kidney transplants are available. And even, without having lungs or heart and lung transplant individually, straight away to go to heart and lung, it's quite surprising for me as well. And even if it's available, even if they say I can get it done, see, from what I learned through my experience with the doctors here and the hospitals here, it's not about one doctor doing this. The heart and lung transplant needs a whole team to work.
Right. So several doctors.
Yeah, several doctors. There is a special, like, there's a cardiologist, then there's a pulmonologist, then there is a financial assistant person, and likewise, it's a whole team. And then there is someone to help you with your mental status, so that you are positive and all that. So likewise, it's about a team of 10 people. So in Sri Lanka, I really don't know how they will manage, how they're going to do it, because as far as I know, when one doctor doesn't take advice from another doctor, how, without having proper teamwork, how it's going to be done. And plus, who are not accountable, I'm in this status today because doctors, there is no accountability in the Sri Lankan doctor. I'm not trying to put them down, but I'm telling the actual situation.
I'm sure there are wonderful doctors in Sri Lanka.
Yeah, there are wonderful doctors.
But I think in your case, you were in Sri Lanka and you came to United States, and it's very clear that you can see the difference.
Yeah, so I can completely see the difference from whoever I was being treated from there and with the way I'm getting treated here. So as far as I know, the first thing, the doctors, like, when they are fighting over cars, right, without, the doctors, that's the situation in Sri Lanka. So when they are not accountable for the patients, and when they are more worried about their benefits, I really don't know how they are going to do a heart and lung transplant, because it needs a lot of work.
So you're confused too, because 2 months ago they
Exactly
told you very clearly there is no hope.
Yeah.
Even for your life, right? They did not really give you.
And within 2 months after I came here,
States.
and when all this started happening, and when people stepped forward to help me, I really don't know how it suddenly became possible. So it's a big surprise for me as well.
Right. So Shavini, you mentioned that so many people reached out to help you with money, with prayers, of course, and well wishes. Can you talk about, I know you said something, but I'm sure you want to give them an update.
Yeah. Well, at the moment, with all the fundraisers that happen and with all the funding that donations people have given, we have reached like almost 300. So
that's $300,000
US dollars.
Yeah.
So that has actually given me like a chance for so many options, to check so many options, not just because earlier when I came here I didn't have any money to check on the options, but now that I have this amount, I have a chance of checking out all the options as well.
So $300,000 would be enough for you to start the process?
It's still, I'm not, in US I'm not still sure whether I can get into the list, because getting to the list also is a long procedure, because they need to first put me on medication and then do the they want to exhaust all the other options before I get into someone else's organs. So they are trying all that. So but in the meantime, for me to, it gives me time, and now that I have the money in my hand, to check all the other options. For example, now the medicine that I was on before, it's actually not sufficient for me at the moment, because my symptoms are progressing. So the situation is progressing, so therefore they asked me to get another, they want to go aggressively on the medication with me. So the new tablet that they prescribed, it actually costs $10,000 for a month.
A month? $10,000
a month. So
it's just one tablet?
Just one tablet. So because of that, now we're trying to, now that I have money in hand, I'm trying to check all my options to get an insurance, so that it will help me to a certain extent with all that.
So do you think you have a chance of getting an insurance?
Actually, when the company that the medicine that who manufactures the medicine that I'm prescribed, I'm trying to see whether they can give me some sort of a support with
Coverage.
the coverage, because they have a support plan. I'm trying to see if I can get help from that. And when I requested on that, they at the same time gave me a charity company's name who are helping me to get an insurance.
Right.
So according to them, I might have a chance of getting, because if I'm staying here long term, I might have a chance of getting an insurance. It might not cover a lot, but at least to a certain extent.
We wish you all the best with that.
And at the same time, because now we have had money in our hand, we're trying Canada as well, because we don't know exactly what has happened, but what will happen, because it's like, what do you call it? Because they don't give like organs to the non-citizens. There's because
There's all kinds of regulations,
yeah,
I guess.
all kind of regulations and all. But I'm going there next month, and one of the doctors agreed to check me. So
Canada.
In Canada. So next month I'm planning to go and see,
Explore
and see what will happen, and
The
if I can
possibilities.
get it there, because if I can get it, that will help a lot with in finances and everything,
Right.
because it won't be as expensive as in US.
Right.
But we don't know exactly.
Right.
So have to explore and see.
Yeah.
So we are trying out every option that we get, because there's nothing to lose.
Right, of course. So now I'm going to ask you a personal question. You have a wonderful family, and this wonderful, loving family gave you so much support from the day one. Would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, I know. They have been there with me throughout, and not just here, like not my parents, then my sister, my brother, and not just that, my grandmother, my aunts, everyone's like, they're all, I know they're going to temples daily, praying for me and trying their best to collect the funds. And I think like just because of me, for the first time, my mother is staying away from my father, because he's there and she's here. And today, for the first time, I think it's the 1st of January, and even for me, I know most probably it's the first time for my mother. Like, we are not at home on the first of 2016. So they are all doing all that for me, and I know it's a lot. So, and especially for my father, because he has to fund all my medicine and everything, and it's supposed to be his retirement savings, and he's spending it on me. So, yeah, I know, so it's a lot for them as well, but they're all sitting with me.
I think you're blessed to have a wonderful family, and I think you should be happy about that.
So the only thing I can do for them is to stay positive and fight this.
So when doctors said that, especially in Sri Lanka, you had few months to live, you did not want to accept that and wait for that to happen, right? So you wanted to fight and fight to live, and you are a fighter. You are a fighter. And where this fighting spirit come from?
Well, even I don't know, from small days it's like I always have this thing, like, wherever I worked, even like people who I worked with also know, it's like when someone says that it's not possible, I'm sort of a person who tries to prove that no, it is possible. So when they said like I have only 2 years to live, and I just wanted to prove that it might be not available in Sri Lanka, but I can try somewhere else. You never know, because I still haven't completed my bucket list. There's a lot to do, so
Yes.
I have to somehow,
You're just starting your life.
yeah.
Right.
Because even at work, when I know sometimes, I'm always like getting to arguments with people I work with, because just to prove my point that when something's like, when I see something's wrong, that I want to prove it right,
Yes.
prove it wrong, or when I see something's not happening the right way, I want to prove it. So people always say, like, sometimes even my mother scolds me saying you're a girl, so not to do those things, be like a girl, a lady like. But then it's just me. My wife always been a fighter.
I think
So-
it's not, in my personal opinion, I think it's not being a girl or boy. I think it's the positive thinking
Yeah.
that you have keeps
I
you
know,
going,
because-
and that's the spirit.
See, the way I believe is, I don't know, it has always been the way I believe, but I believe is, if I think positively, see, it's the brain that controls everything. That's what I believe. So, if you keep your head straight and if you are positive, you will be, when you are positive only, you can attract all the positive vibes around you. When you are negative, you attract all the negative vibes around. So if I'm positive, I can always, attract the
positive
energy and the vibes.
Yeah.
And I know that will definitely help to make things
Yeah.
positive.
Yeah.
That's what I believe the law of the universe is. So I don't know how many people believe it, but that's what I
You're a
believe.
strong believer in that.
Yeah.
And I see some tears in you, but I also see always the smile on your face. I think that makes a huge.
No point of worrying, because see, you never know. Sometimes it might be not because of this. Tomorrow something else might happen. So you don't know what exactly is planned for you, for your future, what's happening tomorrow, what might happen day after. So you just have to live for the day, and have
one day at a time.
One day at a time, take it one day at a time, because you can't be regretting the moment when you are dying. Oh my God, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. So you might as well, live your life to the fullest and just
Be happy.
be happy.
Shavini, other than going through all this medical treatment and everything, how do you keep yourself occupied?
Well, when I'm at my sister's place, like, my nephew is there to keep me busy all the time. He comes and he's coming and, ordering me to do this, do that, and he keeps me, the whole day goes
How old
with him.
is he?
And he's 3 years
Oh,
old,
okay.
and you don't realize.
So he
the
has all the
possible-
energy.
Yeah. And other than that, there's a team of friends who's helping me with this campaign. So actually, more than this entire fundraising, this whole working together part as a team for this campaign is so much of fun. And I've already told them that, the day that this campaign stops, I'm really going to miss all this fun and the work, and from morning till evening. Even while they're at work, they're doing this campaign work and all that. So for the whole day we are working on it. And so many people write to me. So I make sure that I reply to all of them. And because they are funding me, and I should have the courtesy to reply to them and update on what's happening. And at the same time, I'm a web developer. So to keep them posted on it, developing this website so that we can daily update it on the progress and everything that happens, so that people can get updated on it, because I believe that they have donated for me, so they have all
there's some
there has to be
accountability.
accountability and transparency, and they have all the right to know what's happening.
Okay, so that's how you keep yourself busy. So Shavini, in your appeal, "Come walk with me," you end with this line: "This girl is not just yet ready to roll over and die. I very much hope to speak to you on my 36th birthday." If you were to end this line, how would you write this appeal again?
Well, if I'm to write it again, not just 36, I think I want to celebrate my 63rd as well. So
Even more.
even more, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know I will make it there, and I will have my 63rd birthday as well.
And we will be there for your 63rd birthday.
Yes, I will.
And we wish you all the very best.
Thank you very
And
much.
keep up the spirit going. And then I hope with everybody's help and with your positive thinking, I think everything is going to be all right.
Keeping my fingers crossed. Thank you.
You're very welcome.